Hey guys, welcome to Production Music Live. My name is Francois. In today's video, we're going to take a look at how to program drums in the style of Jeremy Olander and similar artists. So we have this Ableton project set up right here, and you can see we have a few drum elements. I have a sidechain up here, and then below we have kicks, hi-hats, claps, and claves and loops and stuff until here. And down here, starting from starting from the bass right here, we have instruments. So these are instruments mainly played with the Arturia Mini. So this synth right here. So everything else up here is done by samples for the most part. And now we are going to go through it step by step. We're going to sort of recreate it just right here next to it. So first of all, I'm starting with our kick pattern. I'm copying it over. So we have this kick right here, kind of an 808 style kick. And now the first trick I like doing is add some snappy element right in front of the kick. And that's what I call reverse snap right here. So let's take a look. What is it doing? We have our kick pattern here, C3, 4 times, classical thing. And then right in front of the triggered kick, we have a snap. And that thing kind of helps make your kick jump a little bit more. But don't make it too loud. If we make it too loud, it sounds pretty weird. So I'm undoing this quickly. And by the way, for the most part, we are using samples here from our D Premium sample packs. So this series right here, and we just finished D Premium Volume 4, and I'm using a lot of D Premium Volume 4 samples in here. For example, this kick is from D Premium Volume 4 kick 37. It's this one. So if you're interested in the premium sample packs, feel free to check the link in the description. I'm going on with the next element, which is a hi-hat element right here. So we have this hi-hat down here, a bit of a low cut, nothing too crazy going on. So far, everything is pretty much standard right here. And we are going on now, we have this bongo element. And what is this bongo doing? You can see I set up the attack time a little bit on this sound. If we solo it, it's a bit softer in the beginning. And also we're playing this pattern right here. Okay, together with everything else. And you see we are panning that bongo thing from left to right. And even a sidechain going on here whenever we are triggering the kick. Next element below that is this one here, perk, from the Premium Volume 2 in this case. So that's some lower pitched percussive element right here. If we would pitch it, like play it solo and pitch it up a little bit from the transposition. If I hold Shift arrow key up, I'm skipping 1 octave higher. So down here, that's what we're using. A little bit of auto panning on that sound as well. And then cutting off the low end and some of the high end right here. Everything else together. All right, and the next element is called clave or clave. Copying this over here and taking a look at the pattern. So that's our pattern. this one. And then we have a bit of chorus, a bit of saturation. A little bit of random auto pan going on right here. Complete random walk. A little bit of erosion on top, but I was just trying to remake the sound from that one track of Jeremy Olander, so don't worry too much about this crazy chain right here. It's more about getting this groove right. By the way, we also have two return channels right here, one to the left with a reverb and the other one reverb to the right. And I'm mixing this in here as well, also on the bongos. That's how we are getting our room in here. And now we're using the same pattern from this one for the next element as well, which is this perk snap. So we have this kind of driving rhythm right here, and we are emphasizing it with this little pattern, always playing the second hit right here and alternating a little bit, but then also coming back to it. And here we are leaving a little bit of room for some maybe reverse elements or something like that. Okay, next element, short clack. And you can see we're always playing this one in between. So these are like in between the MIDI notes of the perk snap and that clave thing. So they're sort of talking to each other. So it's always kind of moving, and now we have a typical 16th notes pattern with this hi-hat right here. We are emphasizing on the first note with our velocity, and then we are going slightly down in the velocity, and thereby it starts moving. So it also helps to put a sidechain on such a sound to keep it moving. All right, next element is our rattle clap sound. I'm copying those audio files here. And you see it's slightly reverse delayed, so it comes slightly early. It's like 6 milliseconds early than its actual visible position. Next element, fast hat. Pattern is kind of resembling the other one, but it kind of has a lower frequency range. And then in the second part right here, we are not focusing on the first hit, but on the second and on the fourth. And then we're always messing around a little bit, coming back up in the end. Okay, and I'm skipping these 3 loops right here and moving over to the offbeat hi-hat, classical analog offbeat hi-hat. It's also mixed into our reverbs right here. And shaker on clap. That's a little trick that helps sometimes make it feel even a bit more natural and smooth, you play a shaker on top of your clap position. Oh no, this one is actually playing everywhere, on every kick. So this is actually shaker on kick, smoothing your kick sound. So this belongs to this part up here. Compared to feels less electronic if we add these elements. Okay, and now we just need a few filling elements because we have still a little bit of room within that pattern. And one trick you might use is fill it up with, loop sounds that are pretty quiet. And this might do the trick. At least it can save you time if you want to fill up your track. And then cut off some high end on that thing and also some low end. You see, it's already cut from the sample. Here, quite a bit of the high end. And then we also have to put sidechain compression on top of that. We're not using these elements right here. Although erosion could help make it sound more natural or organic. But we already have a little bit going here, so we are keeping it smooth in the background. Another one of those loops right here. And if your loop, for example, the loop you want to put in the background, if you feel that it's too clear, sort of has too clear of a groove within it, then you can play around with delaying elements. Stuff like this, for example. Put a sidechain behind it, and you will catch those elements that are interfering too much with your kick or your main element that you want to sidechain to. And we are putting even one more element of those loops, this one. Let's listen to the difference. So we're clearly filling it up a little bit. It depends on what you want to do. Sometimes you want to achieve the exact opposite, but right here I thought that was a good way of approaching the feeling of the track. And now below that we have some plucky toms. So I'm using a tom element and I'm playing those two notes on top of each other. And a little bit of compression going on that sound. So we're getting rid of the initial click and we're focusing a bit more on the back part of the sample, emphasizing that a bit more. Cutting off the low end. And then a little bit of OTT mixed into that to emphasize on the higher frequencies, and everything else I took out. Okay, on top of that, we are putting a tom element again, which is only playing in the 4th position. like the offbeat hi-hat position every second time. Again, a little bit of compression, just as with the other track right here. We are using the same sample. And I'm still wondering if that reverb thing is necessary or not. Even if this one is necessary. But let's keep it in there for now. Okay, and then this bass is played by the Arturia Mini. Just take a quick look at the pattern. And actually we have this position double now. So we need to be careful with playing two bass elements like these two at the same time in the same position. Maybe in such a case, what we could do is go into this track and then pick up a compressor, sidechain mode, and then take the audio input from this other element that might interfere with your main bass if they're played at the same time. So this is track 21. I'm picking up the audio from track 21 and I'm using that as a sidechain trigger. So it's getting a bit softened out of there. And what else do we have here? We have some Atmo element from the played with the Arturia Mini as well. Actually, like these sounds are from my Arturia Mini preset and sound pack, which is this one up here, Melodic Techno sound pack for the Arturia Mini. It's containing Melodic Techno presets with the Ableton racks around them, because we don't have all those cool effects inside of the VST instrument by Arturia. You only have like this oscillator here, the mixer, the modifiers of like filters and ADSR shapers right here. And then we can open it up and we have LFOs and arpeggiators, a little bit of a modulation matrix, but we only have vocal filter as an effect, chorus, and delay. So there's no reverb effect in that thing right here, for example. So that's why I created those advanced, enhanced rack presets where we have the preset loaded here, plus some extra effects around it. And you can check that out if you're interested. I'm putting a link in the description. That's just an Atmo pad here. The next element is an arpeggio or stab. And we have this other ARP element right here, F and C. And on top of that, we are playing this main, let's say, melody pattern. And that's the one filling up the mid-range. I will show you the MIDI in a second, because this is the main thing in the upper harmonics. So this is in the higher frequencies, and this one helps to find a little bit of a belly in the sound as well. I'm folding all these elements quickly. So here's our overview. And then I have a very moderate mastering chain down here, nothing fancy, just adding a little bit of limitation and a little bit of higher frequencies, catching some peaks down here. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this little drum programming session right here. Feel free to comment below if you have any questions, leave a like, subscribe to our channel. If you're interested in taking a look at our Deep Premium sample packs or the Arturia Mini sound pack right here, check the link in the description. Visit us on productionmusiclive.com, our website supporting this channel and giving us the ability to put out content like this. And I hope to see you next time.